Welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in the Cosmic Suit. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Christmas was relaxing. I hope it was for you too. I'm doing a bit of unboxing here because I've just received some of the merch. Look, this is Don't Comply, It's All a Lie, which is the poem that I just put out. This is the hoodie, and you can see the poems on the back there. And I ordered these. It's even got, look, this is nice. This is nice. Look, little label. See, the camera's going the wrong way. Look, can't you see this? God, I wouldn't last long in an unboxing episode. My job on QVC has been cancelled. There you go. Nice little label. This is organic cotton. Really nice. I'm amazed how quick they got delivered as well. Here's a little beanie. We see you beanie. If you're on a march, go and wear that because we see them. This one was I put this up as a joke on on Facebook before Christmas, and I thought, there you go. Do you like that one? Kind of tells it how it is. This is another one I put up as a joke, and people said, "Yeah, I'll buy that. Get it made." So I did. And the funny thing is, the company that I'm using to print these things, they've censored some of them, so I don't know how long these are going to be available. But this one I like. I quite like this one. This camera's my new cameras. There you go. Can you see that? There you go. So they're all on the shop on the markattwoodshow.com. If you want them, don't have to have them. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah. So I hope you're all well. It's been tiring, this thing. I've got an exciting thing to announce probably later today on the channel with Jeremy Ayres from the Red Pill Revolution. But I was having a Facebook chat with somebody that has been doing some amazing work over the last year, who was on the show when I first started it, and it's been over a year. So it's my pleasure to welcome Scotty Saw. How are you, Scotty?
How you doing, Mark? It's a pleasure to be back, mate. And that was a very good intro. I did like that. Some great T-shirts there by the look of it.
Well, they just arrived today, and I was like, I've never done any merchandise unboxing before, and I'm quite pleased with them because people have bought them from all over the world, and it's just the idea that somebody's wearing my poem. That's
just fantastic, mate.
It tickles me, and there are people from Latvia, America, Australia, Canada. It's just mind blowing. Because they're all, one of the things I teach is law of attraction stuff, and that one of the keys to the law of attraction is that it has to exist in the physical world for it to become true. And a lot of these poems are manifesting poems. So, I teach people to write stuff down to, what they want to come true. So the next step is have it printed on a shirt. I mean, you know all about merchandise because you've got loads of it, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm wearing one of mine now. Look.
And what you got on?
When they say "You and whose army?"
Oh, I like that one. That's cool. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one of the ones
as well.
Oh, that's nice. I can't actually see that very well because you're green screen.
It's Tara Love Perry's "I Love You, Me" club. That is.
Oh, nice. I'll show you. I'm going to show you one that they censored. Right. I'll just get it.
I've had a few like that.
But they printed one before they censored it, which is this artwork.
Brilliant. I like that.
They said we can't print this anymore because it's got pictures of the Queen on.
Famous bit. Yeah, I have the same problem with some of my things as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I've got some fantastic ones that's similar to that, but if it's got anyone's face on that's famous, they don't let you do it, which is really sad because I've got some great ones that like that as well. But no,
I kind of understand that actually. So it's I call it censorship. Maybe it's just like legal stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
Anyway, you've been busy. What have you been up to?
Oh God. So yeah, it's been well over a year. I think since 18 months. I think since we first.
Well, the thing is, I didn't expect it to go on this long. I thought it'd be over by January.
And me exactly. And me, Mark, exactly. So because of that, it's been a crazy kind of 18 months, really. We were all expecting things to be over a lot faster, and listen, we're still here. We're still here.
Here, yeah.
I've been kind of, I went a little bit quiet for a while, to be honest. So I kind of sat back a little bit and, kept watching you, watching Charlie, and watching everybody, watching Nick, and watching all the different people what are doing, whatever, trying to shed some light on the world. And then yeah, I wasn't really very busy at all. But then, this I think divine timing plays a very big role in everything. So
It's everything. I'm just
you know,
looking
I
for
didn't.
something. What I am listening to you. I'm just looking for something I think is going to make you laugh. But carry on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I think divine timing plays a big role, and I didn't know so much what I was meant to be doing a year ago, but now, like, I believe in law of attraction, and not just that. I believe that we're being divinely guided from above, or something. Something along those lines. We're definitely here on a path and a purpose, and I'm living mine. So, yes, I have been busy more recently. So, for those of people, those of the viewers that don't know me, my name's Scotty Saw, and I'm the
Yeah.
creator of the Humanity Project over there. Yeah. And basically, that was kind of like that was my kind of revelation. Not the first one I've had, because I've had a few things happen over the past. And I was speaking to you before, and I think I was on your show, the last one. I was explaining when me and my friend were running for the field, and we got saved by, I don't know who saved us. I just heard stop, and next thing we would have been dead. So I'm definitely here for a reason, and I'm
No,
definitely
I
here.
remember
This is
that.
the reason why I'm here. And the reason, really, I've created the Humanity Project, and it's to try and solve world problems, really. So, one of the main problems we've got is division.
Yeah.
Everyone's divided, whether they're divided on color or race or religion or political beliefs, or if you've had the jab or you've not had the jab, or if you believe this madness or you don't believe the madness. Everyone's kind of divided. And also another problem is the education level of the world. So people don't really see the world properly. They're only educated to kind of slave level. We're taught to know what they want us to know, and that's it. So we can work and be slaves.
Yeah.
So the whole point of the Humanity Project is trying to fix those problems. So we're going to try and bring everyone together. We're trying to unite all the good people, all the Earth Angels and the freedom fighters and the good souls out there, and share all the love and light and knowledge that we've got. So on the website, we've made it all about connect with your soul family, and grow yourself personally. So grow your own health, grow your wealth, grow your personal relationships and development. So if we bring everyone together and we all learn what we should be, what they should have taught us in school, because they didn't teach us the things we need to know. So if we bring everyone together, we all learn that, we all increase the love, increase the vibration, and make it a better place. So I've created the website now into a membership site, and if you join, you got access to free PDFs. There's about 70 free PDFs on there. Some of them I got off the dark web, so you can't get on the normal internet. So there's forbidden knowledge and free energy devices, and how to grow all different kind of food, how to build all these kind of things, keto stuff for personal growth. There's absolutely loads of free, amazing PDFs on there.
Yeah.
We've got our own forum now as well. So on the forum, it's a Discord app. So if you download the Discord app, you can join us on there, and you can create your own topics, and everyone can connect and talk and share whatever they like. We've got the forum and the Discord app, so they're both kind of like that, so you people can connect and share from all over the world. You also get access to obviously all the Facebook groups, and if you would like to become an angel affiliate, you can become an angel affiliate and sign up and get paid to help build the community. And we've also got some free competitions as well. So at the moment, you can win one of our hoodies. So we're giving away either a hoodie or a T-shirt or a hat, or every year for your birthday for the rest of your life. I'm just hoping that the med beds don't keep people alive for too long, because if they do come out, then maybe we might have to have another look at that.
You might need 800 of those.
Yeah, well, happy 300th birthday from the Humanity Project, Mark.
No, just
But
put
yeah, we'll see.
just put a disclaimer on saying this is only valid for 70 years tops.
Yeah, maybe that might be. Well, this is one of the things, I suppose. Really, this last 18 months has kind of opened. It's definitely opened my eyes. My eyes were already open, but they've been opened a lot further. you know.
Well,
Um,
it's like that scene in Shrek when he's explaining the onion peels, right? It's like you think you've got it all sorted, and then there's something else, and then there's something else, and then there's something else, and there's loads of things testing everybody right now, like Trump being being pro-vaccine has just sent everybody into a tizzy again, right? And it's hilarious. But I just want to find you this, because this is I don't know if you're in this group. One of the groups that I'm in, WhatsApp groups. I did this little Christmas voice message. I just want to see if I can play it. Bloody phone stops as soon as I. I don't think, maybe God doesn't want me to play it. I don't know. Hey, here we go. This must be it.
Whatever you're doing this Christmas,
I want you to remember one thing. We're still fucking here! We're still here, mate, and we're not going anywhere.
Well,
That's very true.
that is the thing. We are still here. And what I'm seeing from a lot of people is like, both this division that you're talking about there are more people definitely waking up, but there's kind of like a doubling down going on both sides. It's like the people on this side are doubling down and wearing double masks and fucking double scared. And then on the other side, people are saying, well, the more you tell me not to do it, the more I'm going to say no, which is terrific.
I think it's very interesting at the moment because a lot of people were fell for it and had the first two, but from including like from at least half of my family, probably more than half, and my parents and everything, which was obviously people like me and you were all like, oh, but you can't. People have got their own choice. If they, it's for your body, your choice. You should be able to do what you want, I suppose. Really, even if you do want to do something stupid, it's up to you. So we can't tell them nothing. We've tried to warn them, but that's what that's all we could do. But a lot of people fell for the first two, and then now, from what I'm seeing, I don't know. Out of all of the people that I know that have had the first two, and there is a fair few, I only know maybe 3 or 4 people, not in my family, but 3 or 4 people, friends of Brett or whatever, that have actually had the third. That I think the thoughts that most people have got now is, I played my part. I've had my 2. I'm not having another one every 6 months for the rest of my life. Stuff that, and then they're all joining us. They're all slowly becoming on our side because there's one thing that we will all have in common is that we will never all be fully vaccinated.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Because it doesn't matter how many times you get it; they just keep moving the goalposts. So,
exactly.
Well, that's why I think it is definitely God's plan. Because it doesn't make nothing else makes sense. Because the whole thing is actually waking people up. I mean, in Ireland, it's a particularly asleep country because of the amount of fluoride they put in the water over the years, and the way they've decimated the country and brainwashed it. I mean, Ireland gave away its sovereignty when it did a second referendum about 12 years ago, and and people just can't see it. But when they brought out for the kids, I've now got 3 kids out of school, right? Out of 5, 3 out of 5 out of school homeschooling, right?
Good man.
And by the way, my eldest boy, his educational acceleration is off the charts. You talked about the free PDFs and true history and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He, off his own back, has started watching videos about Tartaria, and he's running to me going, "Oh, did you know this? Did you know that?" And I'm going, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Do you think dinosaurs were real?" I say, "No, I don't. I think that was a cover story for the giants, the bones of the giants."
They had to explain the all coming from somewhere, I suppose.
I know. And
the scarcity of it, yeah.
But I know. But he's whistling and singing and dancing around the house, and I said that think about your history lessons that you had, and now think about what you're learning, and that's at the age of 17. And this is really amazing because I'm 50. I'm 53 next year. It took me years to unravel, years and years, and there he is at 17, learning it all now, and that's good. That's phenomenal, right?
Yeah, very good.
It's phenomenal, and then that's what makes all of this really, really exciting because everything's a lie. And even guys like us are still finding new stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I've got one for you in a minute. I don't know if you see. Oh, actually, it might have been you that. Yeah, it was you that showed me. Was it you that showed me the 1021 and?
Oh yeah, well no, I saw this video.
It's you that. So you showed me that, and I've been showing everyone and freaking everybody out, and everyone's like, "Oh, go away, Scott, you're crazy."
No, so I saw a video that proved, and there's lots of these Tartarian videos that proves that they added 1,000 years to our history, to confuse us even more. And there's loads of proof of this all over the place, right?
Yeah, like, we was in Portugal. The people in Portugal, the people from Portugal that got buried in India, got buried 1,000 years before they even went there.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a load of really good Tartarian ones. You keep this. That green screen makes it look as if you're flipping between 3 and 5D.
That's where I am. That's pretty much, that explains a lot, to be fair.
It does, doesn't it? But there's a load of Tartarian ones, and if you're interested in Tartaria, go and look at Autodidactic. Those guys are fucking brilliant. I've had one of them on my channel. They're amazing guys. And then there's one where you've got this really old doorway, and above it in Roman numerals is the
Yeah,
date
I saw that.
in Roman numerals, and they just added an M. There's an old picture without the M, and there's a picture with the M, which is 1,000 years, right, in Roman numerals. So it's just like, God, it's like being in the well, it's like being in a computer game where the coders are just messing about with you.
Yeah, definitely. I was joking with I mentioned Tara Love Perry. I was joking with Tara Love Perry the other day, and I said so far this year we've kind of learnt that the Earth may potentially possibly not round. There's a very good chance it is some kind
Very
of
good
flat
chance.
dome or whatever. Yeah, very good. I've saw some absolutely brilliant, and that's one thing that never gets checked on Facebook. Fact checkers never check when you say the Earth's flat. They never fact check that one.
Well,
I don't know.
Facebook got done in court before Christmas, where they had to admit that their fact checkers are just opinions.
Opinion checkers. Yeah, yeah. I did see that.
So, and this is what I'm loving about the Great Awakening. They're doing it very gently, but it's persistent.
Hmm.
So the reason it's been frustrating for people like us, because we knew a lot of the stuff at the beginning, and then we're like, oh my God, we're now in the middle of their Great Reset. We're now in the middle of the desire to kill 7 billion people, which is what it was.
Hmm.
But it is definitely the Great Awakening,
Yeah,
because
that's coming.
it's and
You can feel it. I swear you can feel it. Like
yeah.
you just, when you got a sense of knowing and you just know something's coming. It's definitely coming.
Well, I'm getting it now. It's like I've got the spider tingle, right? The Peter tingle, the spider sense, and I've had it for a while. And I used to hear people say, I remember 10 years ago hearing people saying, "Does it resonate with you?" And I go, well, I don't know. Now, when I hear anything that's true, it's right through my body, and it's like, oh, this is
That's a
good.
good sense to have.
No, it really is. It really is.
Definitely.
And everything, every single day is a lesson. There's something, and whether
Yeah.
it's a repeating pattern or the way that you behave, or and I always had this vision of it being like a multi-dimensional chessboard, and everybody's being moved precisely as they need to be,
Hmm.
similar to what you just said, in order to achieve the objective, which is the salvation and the ascension. And I still don't quite know what the ascension is. There's lots and lots of different opinions about what New Earth is. Is it an actual new place? Is it just a vibrational frequency? I don't know. I know people that say they know, and I respect them, but I still don't actually know.
I think it's about creating heaven on earth. I think that's why we're all here now. We're all literally here now to help bring in the new world. Not their new world, obviously. The good new world, like a new earth, a new heaven on earth. I think that's what we're here to do. And I think that once all of the control structures are gone, and we're all actually free. Like once the control structure is gone and we're free, and we can. The way the world works is just completely broken. The systems are not broken because they do exactly what they were meant to do and keep us all enslaved and controlled and so on and so forth, and struggling. But once all of those control structures have dropped away and everyone comes together with a sense of community, and there's no reason why we should. We're the only species that live on the planet that actually pay to live and eat on the planet, and we're meant to be the most intelligent. Do you know what I mean?
No, I love that. I'm just thinking that I think it was Alex Collier that said that one of his he was an Andromedan contactee for 50 odd years, and he graced my channel before Christmas, and he said one of his Andromedan mentors was just scratching his head saying, one thing we don't understand, Alex, is why people have to pay to live on the planet that they're born on.
Mhm. But it's not just
Because
that as well. The whole world's in debt, isn't it? The whole world is in
to
debt.
who?
Well, exactly. So let's just forget them and cancel it all and change it all, and change the systems because everything's not working for us, and we've got the solutions for sure.
Well, I think there's all the solutions are there ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I first I was following a story on benjaminfulford.net. Some people don't like him. I like him. He's interesting. And he's have you heard of him?
No.
So Ben Fulford, he's I think he was the economics editor for the Asian edition of Forbes magazine, and his dad was a politician, a Canadian politician. He spoke Japanese fluently, and the story goes that he was offered the position of finance minister in Japan in the 2000s, And that's when he realized that it was the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the bad guys. And then he started getting death threats and started getting all this. So then he started writing about all of this. And there was one story that I was following from about 2012, I think it was, which was about these $1 trillion bonds that had been used to build America in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And they were issued by the Dragon family, the Dragon Society in Asia, which is a collection of families, possibly non-terrestrial, who have been they're very, very powerful behind the scenes type creatures, people. I don't know what you call them. I've never met them. Charlie Ward says he's met people that are in the Dragon family. And when I did my first interview with Charlie and we talked about the dragons, I was like, well, yeah, I know that's true. And the reason I know it's true is because I was following this story about this attempt to cash in these trillions and trillions of dollars of bonds, right? World-changing money that was owed. And I moved to Marrakesh, I think it was in 2014, and I met a French guy, and I was talking to him about this whole story, thinking he would think I was nuts. I was talking about UFOs, and then I got to this story, and I said, and it's because there was this guy going across the world trying to get these bonds to the right place to cash them in. And I've said this story before on the channel, but he said, "You are joking." And I went, "What?" He said, "I'm their broker." And then he pulls up his phone and he's got the pictures of these bonds on his phone. And I listened in to hours and hours of meetings, these guys trying to cash these bonds in. And I found out that at the point of cashing them in, somebody in Deutsche Bank stole a lot of the money. This was like 4 years ago. But the money was apparently allocated, and I got told this, whether it's true or not, but I was told that there were 200 massive humanitarian projects sat there waiting to go. They're all set up, just waiting for these funds to drop in. So, when people slagging off Jasara and Nasara and the new financial system that's not the Great Reset, I have to question those people because I've witnessed some aspects of this firsthand over an 8-year period. So there's definitely something going on. Exactly what shape it takes, only we will find out, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I think that is partly, especially because Charlie was out last year speaking about some of this stuff, and a lot of people have been talking at Nasara and Jasara and what's going to happen, and all this stuff that's meant to be happening. I think that's also a reason why a lot of people have kind of just sat back, and a lot of people have been sat back just waiting for the world to change.
Well, I did a video about
I was
that.
included in that. But then I thought, I got to a point where I thought, you know what? We all thought it was going to be last Christmas, and now it's next Christmas, and it doesn't look very good for Trump at the moment. And a lot of the things that we were expecting to happen haven't happened. So to me, it got to the point where I said, right, everyone else, if you all want to sit around waiting for for someone to come and save us and change the world, you can carry on doing that. But I'm going to actually work on a way that we can actually do it. We need action.
I think you're absolutely right. And this is why I ended up creating the course that I created, because in the middle of last summer, I was like, okay, everybody sat around waiting. And I was talking to people who were saying, well, I'm kind of, my business is kind of on hold because I'm waiting, because I know when XRP goes up, I'm going to have hundreds of millions of quid. And I said,
was waiting for that too.
yeah. And I said, well, I'm pragmatic, right? So since I started this channel, and I've always been pragmatic, right? We are where we are, so we have to deal with what we've got in front of us. Now, XRP may well go up. I think it will. I think it's an ISO 2002 or 20 currency.
I know what you mean.
It's being installed. It's
one of the four.
I think it's already replaced the SWIFT system, right? I've seen that because I do business internationally, and international bank transfers are far faster than they used to be, even like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So something.
Yeah, well, I send money to Uganda and it gets there in minutes.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So
I help the 84 orphans, and I send that money, and it's always there very quickly. Normally, 90%.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when I was living in Morocco, sometimes it'd take 2 weeks for money to be transferred between countries because, for those that don't understand, the SWIFT system was one of the biggest money makers for the cabal because it sat there in Switzerland. The money would leave your account, sit in the SWIFT system. While it was sat there waiting to be transferred to the other bank account in the other country, they would use the money, millions of transactions a day, to make more money for them, right? So they're making money off your transfer. and then it would be
Yeah.
transferred eventually when they were finished with it, and then that was that. With XRP, as I understand it, the money goes from your account, gets transferred into XRP, which is designed specifically for international bank transfers, and then it gets instantly transferred in XRP to where it needs to go, to the node where it needs to go, and then it gets converted into the currency locally. So you're cutting out the middleman, you're saving trillions in transfer fees, and and think about the amount of more money the world would have just by having instant transfers. I mean, this is what. So getting back to the point, I'm just explaining that to people that are watching this and don't really understand what XRP does. And there's 3 others: XLM, XDC, and
Yeah,
all
that's
the
the
X
one.
coins.
The four that
No,
yep, that's the one I got told.
so these coins, these crypto coins, if this is true, what I've just said about XRP, which is currently about 70 cents, that coin could be worth $10,000 more, right? Because the value of each one of those coins could be huge, right? So pragmatically, I'm like, well, I better have some XRP,
Yep.
right? Because
Same.
I'm thinking of my kids' future. But I'm not sat here waiting and thinking,
Oh yeah.
I'm
All
not going to do
eggs in the one basket. No.
Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm not going to do anything because I'm waiting for XRP to come, because that's not what God wants us to do. And it's the
No.
same with silver. Silver is massively undervalued. My advice to anybody that listens is buy some silver, whatever you can afford.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
did
you can
that
get
too.
yeah, exactly. So if you can get a $30 ounce silver, 0.99 whatever they call it,
Coin.
high
Yeah.
grade silver, that could be worth $10,000 in a year. I don't know, but it might be, and it makes sense to me that it might be. So I've got a little bit of silver,
Yep.
but
Same.
I'm not living my life on that happening. So
Well,
it's pragmatism.
I'll hold my hands up. I actually probably was. I definitely was for a while because, we're all watching what's going on. We're all seeing all these crazy things that have unfolded over the last 18
Oh,
months. It's been absolutely insane. So I was actually sitting waiting with a lot of people. Although I was trying to do something, I wasn't sure what to do. But now, for the last few months, I've been like, right, come on, let's go. It's all time. It's time to go now. It's go time.
well, that's what I mean. So you got to the point, and this is what I think's fantastic, is that you just, because there's only so long you can sit around waiting for somebody to
Yeah.
come on a silver horse, and you just got to go, right, we need to start sorting this out now. So the approach you've taken is, well, let's collate as much as I can together, start educating people, and then you create a forum so people start communicating within that. So you've got the same level of education in a forum, and that grows, and then people start thinking, right, what is the solution? What are
Yeah.
the solutions? And then
There are
leaders,
loads of solutions out there. There are
yeah,
people living it already. Since I was first on the show. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark. But
no,
since we
you
were
didn't.
first on the show, like I've found places in India where people have already kind of built these places that are living separate from the rest of the systems. Where they don't have to work to live, and it's just completely different, and it's working. So the solutions are there. The only thing that's stopping us really is actually us from getting off our asses and doing it, and the bad people in charge, because obviously they've controlled everything for so long. But once that's all out the way, there's nothing stopping us from making the best future ever. And I think for the you saying about you've got your kids at home and not going to school and learning from home, which I think way better anyway. But just think what it's going to be like to be one of those children in 20 years time or 10, 15
Yeah,
years time, once we have fixed all the madness, and once the schools are not indoctrination centers, and once you don't have to be a money slave. What's it going to be like for these children in the future to grow up without all of the crap that we've had to go through? Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
it is. And there's loads of thoughts that come to mind there. And one woman put a message on Facebook recently saying, yeah, I think I put it something about, it was like a meme that I forwarded about, this is a movie, enjoy the show.
Mhm.
And I think I put it on Telegram actually, and she said something along the lines of, but I can't stand all the suffering. How are we supposed to enjoy the show with all the suffering that we're seeing around us? And I said, look, that's a good point. There is suffering all around us. I lost my granddad last year because of this situation, right? I know
Same.
friends, my friend lost her mother and her father last year because of this situation.
My nan,
There,
my granddad, and my uncle all within 6 months.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. but I don't think anybody's untouched by this situation. Is my point. And I said, but there's a bigger picture here, because this is about the salvation of humanity, and it is a war, and there are casualties in war, and you're an eternal soul. So I've long realized that we're eternal souls, and I've long not been upset at death.
Same, exactly the same. That's really good to hear. That
there's still part of me that's angry about my pap, dying the way that he did, because it's a horrible end to a long life. And I was completely powerless, and I had to watch his funeral on Zoom because I wasn't allowed to go, and blah 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 blah. Nobody's untouched by this. But I don't know if you heard this term, apocalyptimist. I love this term.
No, but I think I get the picture straight away.
Yeah, I think that's you as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And by doing positive things, I mean, the emails and messages I had over Christmas had me in tears. Just a poem can change somebody's whole energy field, and then that has an effect on everybody. It's a real gift and an honor to be able to do that kind of thing, and just try to be cheerful and see the bright and see the positive outcome that we're heading towards. Because I think you and I are both in alignment that we're going into something extraordinary, and it's just like
and I think all these bad things that have been happening, and all of the negative experiences and all of the bad things that we've seen happen, it was necessary for these things to happen. It's light to dark. So obviously, when everything gets light, you see all the crap that's going on everywhere, and it's not until you see that crap that you can deal with it. Once you can see it and you know what you're dealing with, then you're aware.
So I mean,
necessary.
I've had this kind of long running argument over the last decade when I first started being public about this stuff, mainly on Facebook. And there were people that I respect and like, who I would have seen as more spiritually advanced than me, or they would have presented themselves as spiritually advanced. Where I've always tried to present myself as I am, which is a bloke in a kitchen who's just learning as he's going along, right? And they would say things like, why do you keep talking about satanic pedophilia, and why do you keep talking about this? This is an inside job. And I go, well, yeah, I know it's an inside job, but if we don't know what the enemy is or the enemy is doing, and if people don't understand what they've done, how the hell are we ever going to do the inside job that is required? Because I still believe this. I want full disclosure and an EBS now. If it happened now, I'd be the happiest man in the world. But
I'll give you a run for your money there. But yeah, I'm with
I'd be ringing you up, except I wouldn't be able to for about 4 days. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But I'd be the happiest man in the world, and it's not about being right. It's nothing to do with being right.
No,
it's just like,
we didn't want to be right. It would have been nice if we were wrong.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I just like to be the other side.
To be right.
I just want to be the other side of this, and that's I'm an Aries. I'm
there,
impatient. Mate. Do you know what I mean?
And me, a little bit.
But I said my son again. I'm going to bring him in again, and I was talking about what had happened in the last year, 2021, and he turned around to me. He says, "It's been the best year of my life." I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, whoa. I'm quite enjoying these times, to be fair.
Well, so am I. Except it's been also very. The personal journey has been tough. I've had to face all my demons.
Yeah, and me.
I've had to go through all these weird visions, and all these new people that I've met, and some have turned out to be good, some not so good, and loads of different information. And it's all been about learning how to discern, between these things, and then learning how you react to things, and breaking your old patterns, and facing yourself. And it is an inside job, but it's also an outside job that affects the inside. And it's like, it's pretty amazing, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I've learned some. I could never have predicted what's going to happen and how much it would change everybody, and how the stages that you go through from when all this first started happening, and we were like, oh, what's going? It's a process. I think it's a process that everyone eventually is going to have to go through, because that EBS has got to happen at some point, or maybe it might get brought in slowly. But either way, it's a process that what you've just described is a process that we all have to go through, and we all have to go and look inside and face our demons and work through everything and become the best versions of ourselves, so we can be happy in 5D.
Well, there's there's a dad who's a friend of one of my son's friends, one of my younger son's friends, and I dropped my son off the other day so he could go and play with his mate. And me and his dad had a chat outside, and really nice guy. I don't know him very well, but he's a really, really nice, down to earth guy. And he brought it up. He because I normally don't bring this stuff up if I'm around people that I think don't want to hear it. Plus, I don't want them to bludgeon me in the streets because my work's not finished. But because I think some of them would like to do that. But he said, "Do you know what? I'm not going to do the Irish accent." He said, "Do you know what? I'm starting to think this whole thing is about thinning the herd." And he's talking in agricultural terms because I live in an agricultural part of Ireland. And I said, "Really? You're seeing that now?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think it's just about culling us." And I just let him talk and listened, and I was like, "Wow, this is it. This is the awakening right here." It's not something you see on YouTube. It's actually your interactions with people that are around you. And I said to him that I've known this was coming for over 20 years. I didn't know what shape it would take, but I knew they wanted to do this and they wanted to wipe us out. And I've spent 20 years being in a heightened state of something. And then when it happened, it was like, whoa, here we are. And, but it's an individual journey for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why it just came to me that the main part of the website now, it's like it's join your soul family, but also it's all, like I said, it's all about your own growth. So we all need to learn what we how. So first, one of the main problems I think we've got is in any city in the world, we've only got a few days worth of food. So if all that stops, we're not going to know. Half of us are going to starve. Basically, we'll be eating each other. But you can't eat the ones that have had that one because you might get, But yeah, we need food. So we in school, we're not taught anything that we need to know, are we?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
nothing.
I left school completely stupid. Really, don't get me wrong. I was one of the most intelligent people in my year, and we've all got our own different skill sets. But we're not taught what we need to know. So we need to know how to grow our own food.
Yep.
I was saying this to Emma Goodwin a couple of days
Oh,
ago. I say,
she's brilliant. I should
absolutely amazing
get her
woman.
back on
Yeah,
the show. Yeah,
well,
she's
she's
lovely.
central. She's so on the website now. We've got at the top. We've got the how to grow, what to grow, and how to grow it. And
Well,
there's
if
a
Emma's watching, Emma, I was thinking of you yesterday. I've got a chicken carcass on the go, and because she has that thing about
yeah.
cooking everything in the chicken, the
Yeah.
stock and everything, and how healthy that makes. Anyway, sorry, go on, Scott.
I know. So I was just saying. So I've got a lovely lady that's gonna. She's new to YouTube and she's just doing this purely just to teach the people. But she's been growing her own food and she's been pretty much self-sufficient for a long time. And you see the food she grows. You see the size of the carrots and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, that's like you don't see that in the supermarket. So yeah. So the first part is learning what to grow and how to grow it. And I think if we all did that, and if and you don't even need all, part of the permaculture thing is if half of the people in the country decided to all grow their own food in the garden, there would be enough then to share for everyone. We wouldn't need to buy any vegetables again.
Listen, dude, I grew up in England in the 1970s. Every garden on our street was a
My
greenhouse
granddad,
and
yeah,
vegetables. Now
my
they're all
granddad used to
lawns.
have runner beans. Yeah, exactly, runner beans and
We had
carrots and all sorts.
dinner time for me as a kid was Mark go out in the garden, pick some peas, and I'd be really pissed off because I knew then I had to shell them all and do all of that stuff. But I am totally convinced the only reason I'm still alive is because of I basically grew up on food that was picked directly from the garden, and the only reason my parents did it is because they were too poor to buy it.
Does it make sense?
So
Especially
they grew
now
it.
in this world that we're living in now, it makes it because obviously we're dependent as a people. We're dependent on the supermarkets and we're dependent on them bringing the food in. If we all did that, we wouldn't be dependent on them so much anymore. If we all have some
It's
chickens
so
and stuff as
simple.
well and whatnot, we will. If the food stopped, no problem. We don't need to go to your supermarket because we've got plenty of veg and chicken and eggs and stuff to keep us going anyway.
Well, yeah,
Do you know what I
there's
mean?
the other
So
thing, right? If you got, I mean, on any housing estate, there'll be one or two people that really love gardening, right?
yeah,
If everybody chipped in to give them a wage, their
yeah,
food bill would still be less than 10% of what it costs to go to Tesco's and all of
yeah,
that. And they'd be
yeah,
eating and they'd be a lot
exactly.
healthier. It's so simple. And
Those
there's always
solutions are there.
space. You know,
Yep,
most
exactly.
even most even most council estates have a communal area of grass
Yep,
somewhere that could very easily be turned into a garden, but the
yep.
councils won't let you do it.
No, of course not. Well, I mean, look at all the trees. All the trees that you see down sidewalks everywhere. Why are there never fruit-bearing trees? There should all be orange trees and apple trees, and so everyone's got free fruit all year, including the homeless. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm about to do it. I've been carnivore this year, so I wouldn't eat the fruits and veg. But even in that
Nor me
case,
so much, but you know,
you know what I mean. Even in that case, everybody used to have their own chickens, a cow. When I lived in Morocco, the people there were, from the outside extremely poor, but actually they all knew each other. They all had a sheep.
yeah.
They all had chickens. They all had fresh eggs. The market was very cheap, although unfortunately it was very quick that I realized that most of the fresh fruit and veg that was being sold had been grown from Monsanto seeds that had a
Ooh,
hold in there for like 10 years at least. So, their health's deteriorating, which is why in a Moroccan village or anywhere in Africa or anywhere where it doesn't look as affluent as Europe, for example, you go through any village and, got all these sort of half-built houses and stuff like that. And in the middle of every village is a cathedral full of neon lights. And guess what that is? It's the fucking pharmacy.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I help the orphans in Uganda, and the way the pharmacy and the medical systems in Africa. If you think it's bad in the West, it's worse in Africa. Um, but yeah, so
Well,
back to the food.
Africa. Yeah. Go on.
So back to the food. So we've got a lovely lady coming in, and she was the first person you see pretty much when you come on the homepage, and she's going to teach people how to grow, what to grow and how to grow it, and there'll be all sorts of information for that. And then we've got Emma Goodwin next, and she's going to teach you how to prepare the food and what to eat to nourish your mind, your body, and your soul. Then we've got Adrian from Alternative Principles of Health. So he's got loads of videos and teaches you how to heal naturally or completely naturally. And then we've got Wim Hof at the moment, and I'm looking for a Mr. Motivator kind of personal trainer person to teach people what to do at home, and so we've got it
Well,
all in one place.
you should maybe speak to Lee Dawson.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
He's about to bring out a new course online, called Future Fit, which I'm hopefully going to be talking to him about soon because he's amazing. For the Wim Hof stuff, I did a Wim Hof training course in Northern Ireland about a year and a half ago. It was like a whole day doing the ice bath thing and everything else.
Yeah.
That is so powerful, and it's so simple.
I just feel cold just thinking just thinking about it. I'm like, whoa, no, God, no.
No, it was the only thing that was embarrassing for me was that I've got a 52-year-old body and I had to walk out in the swimming trunks in front of a load of 25-year-olds, and it's not, you're not as fit as you used to be. It's a bit embarrassing, but once you're in the bath, it's fine.
Oh God, I just think of cold. Ooh. But I've saw the health benefits of that, and yeah, Wim Hof's doing something different. That's why I put Wim Hof there and not some kind of Mr. Motivator as yet. But I am looking for someone to do that. So then we've got all the health, and then we've got the health section. Then you've got the wealth section. So how the opportunities with us, with the Humanity Project, what you can do,
I'll tell you what,
and there's going to be others as
sorry,
well.
there's a student on my course called Alexander Weiss. I'll put you in touch with him because he's amazing, and he's uncovered a load of. He's been on my channel. He uncovered these martial arts secrets about how to keep the body young that they kept back because they didn't want to, because it was like a secret weapon basically on how the armies stay so fit and supple for so long. But he teaches that stuff. I'll put you in touch with him because he could
Oh,
be a
that
great
sounds good.
candidate for that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I think for myself as well in the new year, I'm very conscious. I've got myself some sit-up machines and some some weight stuff and everything. So and I've been looking at food. I think I'm going to learn from Emma, because Emma, you know, what she's done and all of the people that she's helped. Yeah, we should all be learning how to eat our food properly. So
Yeah.
we've got
Well,
health, the wealth, and then
yeah.
personal growth. So we've got the Natara Love Perry at the moment, and we're gonna have some other people there as well, teaching people about how to, you know, love yourself and to grow yourself and grow the relationships and, you know, form a bit. I think that's the main things really. The top three things: you got the health, wealth, and then, you know, personal relationships. I think if we all started looking after ourselves better and looking after each other more, you know, and working on ourselves, we'd very quickly change the world anyway. Because the more you raise the love and the more you raise the vibration, the more caring and kind community you've got, and the better it's going to be for everyone. And it really, you can't lose so much. You can't lose from there.
Well, every time you're kind to somebody else, you have it creates a massive ripple effect,
Yeah,
and
knock-on effect.
it's why. And I'm talking about frequency wise. And I got an email this morning, or I think it was yesterday. Excuse me, from the guys that created FLFE, which is Focus Life Force Energy, which is like a consciousness. I did a show on it before Christmas. If you guys watching haven't seen that, go and watch it.
Yeah, I'll have a look at
And
that.
they said that Christmas Day, the level of consciousness on the planet was the highest it's been in a long, long time.
Is that the
Right,
Schumann resonance? You mean?
no, it's it's a way of it's Dr. David Hawkins, I think. It's the way that you measure consciousness. There's like it's given a score, and human consciousness can be measured, right, and can be given a number across. You know, this is like a I don't know exactly how they do it, but it's like
Yeah,
it's a
that's
mixture of
baffling my mind. That is, but I'm definitely gonna have a look at that. That sounds interesting.
yeah. These guys are experts in it, and yeah. But even with that, I've some of my friends said, "Why are you buying into this stuff?" And why, you know, because this is an adventure.
Yeah.
Right? Life is an adventure, and adventures mean cutting down some trees and walking into a piece of the forest that nobody else has been in before, and just coming back and telling people what you found. That's
Yeah.
really what I've been trying to do, and going through my own personal growth story as well, which has been bumpy.
Yeah, I
In,
think it has
in,
for everybody, Mark, to be honest, mate.
yeah, I'm not sitting here saying I've got it sussed out. No, I
No,
haven't.
no,
I'm
mate.
still trying to work it out.
Yeah, I
But
think
you know, you're doing
we're always learning. We never stop learning.
yeah, you know, and people will shoot you down for it, and so what? And people will be positive about it. We're all in it together. I mean, literally, nothing can stop what's
No.
coming and where we go when we go. All those two statements pretty much sum it up.
Yeah, I completely agree. You mentioned something about courses earlier, so I wanted to say something about that as well. So, on the Humanity Project next year, we'll have some courses. So, I've not looked into it enough yet, but I know that we can create them and we can give away and sell courses on there. So, I think that I've already spoke to a few people that have already got courses out there. So, I think a lot of people are going to come together and put some free courses on there, and then some paid courses on there for people as well. Um,
Well, I've
but yeah,
got
I think it's a good time to be alive, Mark. This is, best time ever.
yeah. Well, it's certainly interesting. I've got
Yeah.
420 students at the moment, and what I'm teaching people to do is how to create products and courses. So you got 420 people on my course that
Okay.
should talk to you.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, like I said, the Humanity Project has never been about me. I've always realised that it's not
Yeah.
about me, and that's kind of a reason also why. Like, I went quiet for. I did a few shows with you and a few people, but I thought, you know what, I don't want to be the centre of attention. It's not all about me, and plus it's a funny time to be alive. Whereas, I was thinking if you make too much difference, sometimes people go missing. so
That's
so
true. That's
I was
true.
biding my time a little bit. I thought, I'm going to bide my time and just wait till things feel right. And yes, I've just
Well, I'll
waited.
just tell you a
Divine
little
timing's
story.
everything.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story that there's a guy on my channel called George D. Smith who's lovely. George, if you're watching this, can you ring me, please? I spoke to George about 9 months ago. He wrote a book called UFOs in the Fish Tank, and it's a great book. And he was telling a story about growing up in Aberdeen and his interaction with ETs, and then his problems with the police and the Freemasons, blah blah blah. And then I didn't hear from him again. Then he came on the show, and he gave a fantastic interview about what's going on from his van, because he drives around the country. And then I got a text off him the next day saying, if anything happens to me or the blah blah, could you save those email addresses? And I was like, well, what's going to happen to you? And I've not heard from him since.
Oh dear.
People keep
I
saying,
hope
when are you
he's
going to do the
okay.
sequel? It's like, well, I want to do it, but I can't get hold of him. I don't know whether he's up on a spaceship, whether he's been arrested. I don't know. Nothing. If anybody knows anything about where George D. Smith is, please let me know. But yeah, people do
That's
disappear. And
crazy. That is. Yeah, they do. I mean, obviously, throughout history, a lot of people have been silenced, and a lot of people have been, you know. I think if everybody was truly free and everyone, that people didn't go missing, we'd probably be living in a completely different world right now. I mean, look at the bloke who made. There's a bloke apparently who made the car run on water, and then he went missing. No
well, he
cars
got
are allowed to run on water.
well, there was loads of them, yeah. But even my 11-year-old quotes the story about the guy who invented the car that runs on water being poisoned in the restaurant and dying as soon as he walked outside. Which is great that he's aware of this, because all these people buying electric cars and doing that like it's a virtual signal, they're just driving a heap of shit that's made of lithium batteries that is killing
Yeah,
kids in Africa.
and then the batteries die anyway in 10 years, and you need to buy another car because
And
it's
then
more
you can't
expensive for
get
the batteries
you
in the
can't get
car.
rid of them, and they get made in countries that are thousands of miles away and have to come over by boat. And if you actually look into your history, there were electric cars 100 years ago that had a 1,000-mile range.
That's true.
So
I
what's
was
this?
watching earlier. You said that. I saw a video earlier on Facebook, and there were also like robots, like
Yeah,
drones, over 100 years ago.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's brilliant. I was
all,
watching earlier. I was like, wow.
all of this stuff has been covered in Doctor Who over the last 50 years, which is why there's Sidemen and Daleks in my header. Because there was even an episode of Doctor Who about 5 years ago where it was set in Victorian times, and the main villain was a robot. Wasn't, but it was like Steve, like a clockwork driven robot. Yeah, doing twice they've done that. Yeah. So
Well, I was
the knowledge.
jokingly saying with Tara Love Perry, I think it was only a few days ago, and I was saying that so far, this kind of last year or so, we've learned that dinosaurs are not real,
Yeah.
aliens are. The whole corona thing's a, you know, absolute scamdemic, and there is definitely bad and evil.
Let's keep this YouTube friendly, please.
Oh yeah, sorry, Mark. Apologies.
Don't mention.
But and
Don't
possibly
mention the
we're not
war.
even in
Don't
we're
mention the
not even in
war.
2021. It's possibly 10. So it's possibly 1021. Dinosaurs not real. Aliens most likely are. There's a whole lot of rubbish going on at the moment, and good and bad definitely exists.
Yeah, and to top it all off, I've actually seen real spaceships in just here.
You seen them?
Oh yeah, they came to see me. Not only that, they spoke to me, and I think I've been on them, but I can't remember. But I do remember
No way.
they showed themselves to me. And you can't kind of ignore that. You can pretend it didn't happen, but it did happen. And I was sober, and it was real. So what do? Well, you go on YouTube and just keep talking about it, and because it's happening to loads of people. And one of the reasons why I carry on with what I'm doing is because people want to hear you talk about it, because then they go, oh, that happened to me. Oh, it's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not alone. And that's really what I think the best work that's happened on YouTube, that's happened in the last year or so, has been for that reason, just to let people know that they're not alone.
I think that it's an interesting topic. This is so. I watched a channel called DNA Activation, and also Beyond Duality or something. But they're channeling. So like one guy channels somebody called Cryon, and
Yep.
then
Cryon. Yep.
I love Cryon. I think Cryon's absolutely awesome. And
Yep.
I watched some of those channeling, and that's obviously all about. Well, they're obviously channeling them from. Yeah, I don't know, from up there somewhere. And I find that really interesting, and that's what I said. So far this year, we've learned that I think that aliens definitely do exist, and we are them as well anyway. And yeah,
Well,
it's
they
been
might be
really
us.
interesting. But yeah, that's what I think. I think we are the aliens. And if you look
Well,
at people, I don't know. Do you never think that people look like animals as well?
oh yeah. I had a right ratty face guy talking to me the other week, and I was like, and I said to my son, I said, he looks like a rat because he probably comes from a rat.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to this realm that we don't know, and I've seen so
Well,
many
that's
things
why.
that contradict what we think we know.
That's why I
What we think we
recommend
know.
everybody looks into plant medicine and
Yeah.
experiences these other dimensions, because not LSD, because that's fake, but
No.
mushrooms and peyote and ayahuasca, all of these, and people go, "Oh no, you can't do that."
DMT,
Because
a lot of
it's
people are telling me about DMT at the moment and saying so many people that I would never have expected to even take DMT. But DMT is in your brain anyway, and it's
I was
released every
about to
night, then
say, I
you go
mean,
to sleep. So,
well,
but yeah, people
DMT,
smoke it.
well, DMT is at the root of all the evil as well, because adrenochrome is made from DMT and adrenaline in the pineal gland of children. That's what the biggest industry on the planet is. That's what this is all about, getting rid of those fuckers, you know? So DMT is really interesting. Really, really. And you do produce it in your brain anyway. So it's not
Yeah.
like all your dreams, your telephone line to God is your pineal gland. Hence this country being asleep so much, because they don't realize how much fluoride's been in the water for the last 50 years,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
their
that's right.
pineal glands don't work. So you've cut them off, and then no light can get into their cells. So they dim and they go at a low frequency, and then they just do what they're told, which the controllers of this place know, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think when all this madness is over, literally the first place, as soon as we can get out of here, the first place I'm going is straight to Peru, and I think it's called Rhythmia or something like that, or
Yeah.
Arrhythmia or not.
Yeah. I've seen that place. Yeah.
And it's an ayahuasca retreat, and I think you do ayahuasca and DMT, and they've got cane toads as well. So I'll be licking the cane toads. But yeah, I watched I think it was Michelle Rodriguez from Fast Furious 5, and a group of people go there on a documentary on YouTube, and it looked absolutely amazing. Like they all came out afterwards saying that they looked inside and gone inside and just healed stuff and grown, and I can't even put it into words how good they were saying that experience was. And I've seen
Well, it's
thousands of other people say the same thing.
I think there'll be people in the comments say, "No, it's evil. You can't do this," and other people will be saying that is indigenous to Peru. It must not travel. Blah blah blah. But I met a Mexican chief that was told by peyote to sell his business and take it around the world. The plant spirit told him to do that, so he did. Right? Who's telling the truth? But I think it's a lot to do also with, if you put shit in, shit comes out. So these plants in and of themselves don't solve your problems. The spirits of the plants show you what you need to know at that moment. When that's different for everybody, because it's an individual journey. It's the same as this whole spiritual quarantine, a great awakening is an individual journey that hopefully will come together in a concerto. I think what we're waiting for is the frequency to get to a critical tipping point, and then it'll go boom. So it's event driven, not time driven, which is why I don't do dates I try not to do dates. So I want to. We all want to do dates. We want to say the QFS is coming in on the 1st of January and everything's going to be hunky dory. But I think we've all learned by now. You've got to be very careful about doing that sort of thing, haven't you?
Yeah, that was what, like I said, we all expected this to all be over 12 months ago. So it's been a crazy 18 months, and you can't predict. We know some things are coming, but you can't say this will happen then, because it just happens when I think it happens when it's meant to happen. Divine timing.
Yeah.
As with everything.
So the secret is live in the moment and be happy in the present moment as much as you can be. And then that moment feeds the next moment, feeds the next. Because all you've ever had is the present moment.
I think now is just the time to do that, but then also to come together as well, and and let's reconnect with everybody, because everyone has been divided over loads of stupidness. I mean, to me, it doesn't make any difference if you're black, white, yellow, pink, or brown, if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, or whatever,
No, we're all
Hindu,
one.
whatever. Yeah, exactly. I feel that. I feel that completely, and maybe that's why I'm in this place, the position that I'm in now. I don't know, but I've lived my life, and I haven't lived in the UK for a long time. I spent a lot of time outside of the UK in Spain, and I've been to Morocco as well, and I lived in Thailand and everywhere as well. And I've always been one of those people that wherever I go, I always hang with the people. So when I lived in Ibiza, most of the English dudes hung with all the English dudes. There's thousands of us. I never did that very much. I was always chilling with the Moroccans and chilling with the Spanish and chilling with the Africans, and I was a people of the streets with them.
Yeah.
And I think we need more of that. We need everyone to realize that we're not all so different. We've got a lot more in common than we've got difference. And it doesn't make a difference with what color or what religion or what your status of is. Your
No,
health.
even if you've had that, I mean, that's the new
Yeah.
division. And let's just all get over that and help those that have had it once they realize what they've had. And let's find a solution and get through this. You're doing great work, Scott. It's lovely to see you again. Any final note before we say goodbye? Au
No,
revoir.
that's cool. It's lovely to catch up with you, Mark. I guess you can leave the link to the Humanity Project
I'll
in the
leave the link.
description below. And yeah, let's just try and get everyone together. Let's get everyone healing and growing and becoming a community, and let's build something fantastic. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, all I can say to you is happy 10/22.
Happy 10/22, Mark. you might have to put a link in the description for that as well. Those people.
I think I'll put a link to the video. Yeah. I put it out on my email shot. I said happy 10/22, and people saying, I think you've done a spelling error there. I'm like, no, I haven't.
Well, I don't get out of Facebook jail until the 3rd of January. So
Good for
on the 3rd
you.
of January, I'm going to wish everyone a happy new year. 10/22.
Yeah. 10/10 till we do it again, good buddy.
All right, Mark, we'll take it easy. Nice to speak to you, mate. Have a good day.
Cheers, Scott. See ya.
Cheers, mate. Bye.